I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Michael. This is Tom Hammett up in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Tom Hammett, all right. Oh! Tom Hammett calling from Chattanooga. This is the one of the greatest quotes in that 50th anniversary Lee memory book that we made when you said that whenever you hear a march, you remember writing that?
Yes, I do.
Whenever you hear a march, it brings back the memories of the greatest band and the greatest people that you'd ever know.
Well, it just takes me right back to the greatest years of my life. You know, there's not many people that have known Johnny Long as long as I have who are still alive.
Well, I met Tommy when he was in junior high school. He was a child prodigy, like all the Hammets are. And Tommy not only went on to get his doctorate degree in choral music, and I have a new album of the Hammett family. And boy, you talk. It
was number one on Billboard, wasn't it?
Boy, he's a phenomenal singer. But you know what you didn't know? Tommy's one of the best drummers that I've ever heard. He made the first year Red Band as a drummer, wow. And he's a phenomenal drummer and a phenomenal musician. And he has always been. I've known him since he's just a little bitty boy. And
well, Dr. John got on to me one day. We were, of course, being drummers, were goofing off back there.
I can't imagine that.
He chewed me out in front of the band and said, "Little Hammett's the only one I know that tried to play the Downfall of Paris to the Tennessee Waltz."
Well, you did. And you know, drummers have a way of liking to play things you don't want to hear. There comes a time when you really don't want a strong drum part, and you would have played the Downfall of Paris at that time of your life with the Tennessee Waltz if we would have let you, but then that's what teachers are for. We usually know more than the students about the subject we teach. Probably that's the only thing we know a lot more about. But even at that time, I didn't know more about drums than you did. But I did know enough to know that the Tennessee Waltz didn't need very much drum parts.
Well, Michael, you know that all of us out here in the audience just love Dr. Long, and he was such an influence in our life and our music. And because of him, doors were opened that we ended up playing for presidents of the United States. I ended up having the opportunity to sing at Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center with Robert Shaw because of the doors Dr. Long opened, and just filled up our lives.
But you have such a beautiful voice, and I want to tell you, I've already told you this, but I appreciate the wonderful CD that you sent me of the Hammets in concert. And
well, you're very welcome.
All of you are so talented, and you know, your brother Will, I don't know anybody that plays trumpet better than Willie. If there's somebody like that, I don't know. Every time I hear him play, he's amazing. Of course, George and and as well as all of
Kenneth.
Kenneth is a fine trombone player. All of them were.
Yeah, I think Ken's listening right now over in Stone Mountain.
He's such a fine person.
But you know, at that reunion, I'll never forget how the Hammett family went over and commandeered the, I had the little jazz band set up over there in the corner. And they went over there, I think Willie went over there and took over. And then Don Darby was with him. He was part of that.
Willie's such a shy player anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody, somebody had to ask him to do that.
Well, he shares his talent. He went over with those high school boys. And just as like and he can sit in with anybody in the United States, in New York City, anywhere he goes, any place, anytime, anybody. And he went over and worked with them just like he was one of them, and they enjoyed working because he shares his talent and he's so gifted. But not once has he ever indicated he can play. Because after it takes you, when you hear him play, it takes you about 15 seconds if you're slow to realize he's probably the best drum player you're going to hear.
He's a good one, and like you say, he's about as humble as they come.
He is very humble, and really great musicians are like that. And he is. I talked to him on the phone about 3 or 4 days ago, and I hadn't talked to him lately. He had come to see me, and I had gone up to North Alabama, but he is quite a musician, and so are you. But you know, you went on to get your doctorate in music at Florida State. And by the way, we play Florida State in Tallahassee.
I know Saturday that's coming up in a week or two, yeah.
Saturday week, we're going down and playing.
That's going to be an exciting thing for Troy to hit that big leagues like that.
Well, we've got a lot of games going. We have Georgia Tech and Nebraska. Next year, we got University of Georgia and University of Florida. And 2 years, we got Ohio State up there.
Wow.
So we got a lot of games to play. We have a sign down there. We play anybody, anytime, any place.
There you go.
The funny thing happened not too long ago. Missouri was ranked number 8 in the United States. They came to Troy. We had a full house. Guess what happened? They got beat in the last quarter. We beat them.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, you don't mess with the folks in Troy. Michael, you're doing a great job, and Dr. Long, Miss Opal's going to hear this program.
I just love her. She's one of my favorite people of all time. She's one of my
I wanted to say the Hammett family. I think a lot of us probably don't realize how they've just penetrated our lives without realizing. My very first pair of glasses came from the Hammett Optical Dispensary on Mount Meigs Road.
Oh my goodness!
Well, the way your daddy would do it. And by the way, your brother George patted my behind when I was in school. We're not going to talk about that. But,
that's a big rumor around town.
Yeah, but he had to have a big paddle. That's why it's a big rumor. But the optical dispensary was set up where the frames were behind him, and he would you'd walk in with your prescription. He'd say, "Well, I think these are going to look good on you," and put them on. He'd give you a chance to say what you wanted. And my first pair of glasses, he just said, "I think these will work," and that's the ones I had for the longest time. They were silver.
Well,
I still have a pair that I got. My first pair of glasses came there too, and I still have them.
How about that?
I've had them changed a few times.
Well, appreciate you calling, Tom Hammett.
Michael, good to hear you. Dr. Long, you just hang in there, bud. It's so nice to hear you on the air.
Thank you, Tom. Come to homecoming.
We'll try to get down.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.